Your runners, you needed this video, Melech, God, you needed this video, your runner Edmond, you needed this video. Whenever I say your runners, Hasek, Bernal, and Carpet, even your runner Reeling, as well, Cromwell, back on the activity for about a month ago. LIAISON office for the International Court of Justice, and what it is Celebron, and also Mr. President Regime, and Mr. President Barack, which is going through in a very situation. I'm sorry for this. The reality is, today we have been working in the sciences referred as the DINC programs that nothing as development and supposedly 4 elements similar like we will steal and proceeded by making the same. I give you that information as corroboration or you need from me, which already were corroborated and proved. Which proceeds both making the humanity code to kill them all and take everything because if we're not going to be embarrassed and they will lose, says. Sorry, talking like first person, like, yeah, sickness. Rodents that I don't need. Foblekim of Raspartik has Baham as Fasashab Lia Bahobot Basvisishatim. Glegim of Raspartik Bavahilis Nobelus for Shekhanatan. Maurice and Magri were all in complicity, and I just said the conditions to be researched. Govil and International Court of Justice with LIAISON office already delivered the sentences and the reality which Maurice and Magri and this tierra abominada, with the pardon of damnificated, keeps on producing and making. Evangelicals keeps on making the chap of criminals, brujos, degenerados, brains, carnivals, cabreras, and apondias crudos, and then Paris Universal and whole United Evangelicals, in compound that I will be the whole that they said Lord will reveal them by making teller chap and found, which ain't no one true, and proved already. And not conspiring and nothing like hiding and nothing like covering me. Gibson saying that I will be the demon and I will be nothing of God, and saying that they take off of me everything of the blessed spirit and life and even until the bones, and making that the generations Gibson making like the generados criminales de cuarta, which everyone is, telling that they didn't allow me to be. Keeps on coming at the doors of Jewish families with business, with corporations, with savings, or any class of normal radical profession, with any class of budgets as family, as patrimony, telling to everyone now in the whole of Latin America and even in Europe and in US while the sessions of United Nations, the reality of 6 million families, 6,112,609 families, Jewish families and friends, affected with Evangelistas Unidos, Argentina, UNASUR, and associated in the US and Europe, coming door to door with Sodoma and Gomorrah and Paris, especially UNASURs, and from Argentina, Policía Federal Argentina, Servicio de Inteligencia del Estado Argentino, supposed experts, FUERZAS Armadas, GENDARMERIA Nacional, PREFECTURA, NAVAL, ARGENTINA, POLICIA, SEGURIDAD, AEROPORTUARIA, accusing each as families to stealing to this Guillermo Prince and Osvaldo Carnivals the money that I will steal them, and robbing to them for the number of families, and only the 19% captured. The rest ran with money, robbed, and delivering families into destruction, murder, and rape and murder. We could help the families and the people, but has the supporting of DRMT and whole of the list of Berkeley, with the organization of Christina Kirchner in New York, which were called La Señora Blanco, which supposedly will be me, or parented. Foblekim over Fechat Haliki Shwachat Hinat Ralefach Batsim of Blekim over Pesechapam, Imblot over Sichishvat Lectica Ralechmot, Levisatechili Sosil Ishtat Mitzim. Belticama Ralefechot Lechivitachmach Halkishosim, Mauricio Macri were covering them and supporting them, and corroborated the 7 million pesos that paid to United Evangelicals Argentina, UNASUR, for the accommodating and destroying and confusing and making the whole of the job for he to remain in the career, and each election to be respectable, and everything will be okay. Kirchner keeps on being the same and making the same while backstage and making gestalt to try to mixing all around the world with this degenerados, the vice of Metropolitan of Mauricio Macri, especially evangelicals of brain, psicópatas degenerados, and criminales, ladroncitas, víboras, criminales peligrosos, the same carnivals. At the reality for the kleki mohrefechat, the sikish kalachmach, halchamat, with the whole associated, saying that I will be the guilty, that I pushed them and put the charge upon them. And I will do the whole crime that they said, and I will be spending my days in my life being the profaning to Lord and being a lust of homosexuality for any leaking semen over any boner around to be in my way, especially if uniform, like this last night supposedly. Also with Chamkaist, all class of and Bethliki Mohavesechlacham, with the whole assembled still for more, poured all over the world and published, that also keeps on making the temperatures to Mr. President Barack Obama, that I will be making issues and temperatures myself, because of nothing will be truth, about Mauricio Macri also delivered the whole of the quote of proof about who I will be to Mr. President Barack Obama in the United Nations, and the reality around which the president of this, by Mauricio Macri, while in the government of the city of this goddamn town, City Hall, like governor of this sickness, about the reality to pay $275,000 like he received for a renting in LIAISON office and in US government and whatever to be for bribing and for making any class of things for I wouldn't be no damage, nothing will ever happen. Policia para Argentina Metropolitana will do nothing to me, neither Hospital Borda, Cuerpo Médico Forense, Justicia de la Nación, and neither Kirchner. Everything will be just fine. Had a career and needed for the promotion and the elections. Then in fact, to the say, I just put it my vote because if I wanted to eradicate the sickness Kirchners and putting them where they got to be death. Abominable degenerates and freaks playing the patriotic and the whole of the excuse for whatever the sickness to do in base of this class of culture. Which evangelic rape murder rather inventing whatever the generation and seems like Macri follows the accent. And I'm sorry for this, but ain't no way. Now the reality, I didn't receive nothing, I didn't sign nothing, I didn't give nothing, I didn't decline nothing, and I didn't word the reality of my person and my decision, done nothing, and I were still called a demon with impossibility to comparison in front of no court, no testimony taken, and nothing to deliver that the reality that I will be someone to be at the testifying for any class of a crime or reality in this disgusting hell, criminals land, with a burden of damnificated. And even though nothing to pay because of the government of Argentina will be affordably at the care for my supposed situation, that it will be dangerous for myself and for others, about nothing on responsibilities or affordable capacity for financial or no budgets or no reimbursement for supposedly no crime because of I will be a demon and dangerous one. And not only demon, but the reality of chunky, drug addict, and also criminal and felony making, with no credibility about nothing to take in because of the testimonies of evangelicals and Kirchners and Sodoma y Gomorrah, Policia Federal Argentina Metropolitana, and the rest of the generados abominados, with the bodies of Macri, will be enough and nothing else to say. Even Borda, Piñera, and Cuerpo Médico Forense. And how will they just deliver at my door? Money with an order of payment for damages and less humanity, for I to receive the whole of the neighborhood, the family will find out. We lose everything. Everything goes to hell. We are going to lose. Are we going to lose everything that we were taking off up to it? It's an enormous business. We take anybody, we take everybody. The state belongs to us as we done to it. And everything around the powers and everything it does. Oh my God, are you going to lose that? And embarrassing the nation and the country and the patriot. And the emblem. And evangelicals. For offensing the evangelicals, you are in jail. For offending Christian, you're in jail. For offensing How is Argentina la terra? You're going to tell you lied. He lied. Everything is a lie. And I'm sorry, my moment of I want to kill them at last is enough to me. And I'm serious. And already through so long years, enough. Folklekim over the Fechtavret, Tishvatach Lacham, Bergevisochli Spatrachim Samir, peoples kidnapped in GovEL, GovUS, and also European governments and Russia's government are all back except betters at this moment, which you can count with a lacal to be briefed about it at the risk of being murdered. Now, Argentina were kidnapped, the remaining on the sense, the real Jewish, and mixing Gestalt keeps on circumcidating that generates on the raping and murder, Sodoma and Gomorrah, and putting the PATMC synthesis for the black Yashvasim and Jew around for make the test, take blood, and prove that I am a Jew. Which never happens, and you can see the differences between a genoma PI-TAPAR and a genoma genuinely birthed. Folkleki mogę wechwija seklaki reta hashwa sechmachal, ablevi romopleki wachrowa sucha, blevi soseblevi soszlaki mogę sim, telki mogę wechpetwe soszleki mogę wechal gibi sochmatlevi sasim. And I'm sorry that histrionic, vulgar and cynic side. And also what this is, sarcastically, I love them. Sorry. The whole of the complicity and the whole that coverages and makes the generations and disasters when the plan take off the Bastille for the government, frustrated but with a risk still because of evangelicals all are in place in this and supporting for this to happen except for 604 kept on kidnapping people to massacre, rape and murder and ripping out them of the IDs, lives, documentations and anything they had, even patrimonies, for the taking la toma de la Bastilla and so much other. And the sickness that says that will be me, no one were captured, neither put it dead at execution by orders, capital sentence, are all back in a plane telling that they got information enough and they will be me, Elia, and they will be in Lebron sooner for the making this the generations. Mr. President Barack is through a situation that you are going to be aware with Almin and Mr. Vice President Biden that are not going to say no lie and no wrong. The reality is that this one, Mauricio Macricas, are exactly the class of situations that we understand. Government ain't not an enterprise to making business or espionage or some product around. And the personal also, if you want an enterprise, is to care, which he doesn't do, except for the sickness and the generates. So suddenly, 6,004 members of the state of Argentina making justice and trying to discover, to putting orders, like every time in this disgusting land happened, were kidnapped, and the 604,000 that Alban told were murdered, and the bodies we could taking them out with the very help of what we developed from El Jai and not from diablos degenerados reventados evangelistas y perros de Sodoma y Gomorra, Argentinas, with the pardon of the term. You have the complete of the bodies and the rest rescued with party, with always with us, and we're going to put the orders for the patriot, you know. They will be all my friends and cooperators for the making damages to the nation of Argentina and to the perros degenerados Sodoma y Gomorra. Ejército Argentino, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, Kirchners, and the bodies of Macri. Now, Febleki Mohrefechti Kashtetachlacham, Imbleki Mohrefechal Visoste Vishvasimir, Imbleki Mohrefespachat Sachali Misoshmatsi Bapleki Machanis Mashem. Beltika Mohrefechol Blachdi Gashpatachmachal Chabedoshvatsim Mapleki Vasim. The ministers kidnapped not only the one of Israel, GovEL, and Bleki Robert Fogman Sechaliki Robert Fochel, Hivisoshatika, Bakratech Machal, Basmachetim, Imbloki Robert Divisoshaklaganat, and Blefsen. Delirantes degenerados of Guillermo Arrecebrero, Osvaldo Carnival keeps on denying that they are the government and the ones that commence here in the whole of the world, mutilating people, saying at the one that grabs on the lie on the invention of Sodoma and Gomorrah and for the ripping out and destroying and bending on people, for the suppressing and submitting and making what they say is going to be done. Spoplegi marrefechtika barrefochal lecheritis patlegi marrechat basashtat sha'anasim berrivoch motuat siletstat she'atzima rafa das non alashtat she'ali mibigak borrepach masegli via ravasus patlevis vasimatlev gives some making a sin to me. I'm not coming out at least this land to be dead, and it's not something like I want to be. Except for whether it's criminal, that ain't not going to change and already shown. That glass of a cut and shit, I'm sorry the word, is exactly the cut and shit that doesn't stop until they die. The vice feral sickness of this tierra de mierda, which ain't not going to change. Everybody are making the same still to me, everybody are making the same to everybody. It's a wrong business to kidnap people, rape, murder, mutilating, and making up in a class of with the Tribunales Argentina now, PRMT, less complete, which also were Kirchners, which also are Peronistas, which also are evangelicals of Guillermo Brein and Osvaldo Carnival, playing the super churches and the super moral and the super anything for the we endorse the authority put by God. Any perro de cuarta that makes a rape, a murder, a forgery, an invention saying, I have the badge, I have the gun, the weapon, I am in the position, you gotta believe me because of who you are gonna believe, me or them, is able for making opportunism for this market of prostitution that generates in criminals called PJN, Poder Judicial de la Nación Argentina, with a pardon of you. Where forensics, except those lists that we gave you, are all involved. Everyone is the same. Especially Aníbal Basali at the head, Marcelo Toreso at the head. Kirchner and Sodoma, Policia de Argentina, after rape 18 doctors with a void title saying that that is enough for he to be a forensic on psychiatry and making examinations at the capacities for with the fatleki assassin and the power of the insemination and the fathers will ever just acquiring the capacity at the science of Argentina and national security and evangelicals and its master Kirchner's Troyano. And it's not a delusional, not a delirious, not hallucinating, and not sickness on the critters of these perros degenerados that are permanently making this. And I'm going to show you this as well. And the rest makes the same, naturally. Especially the perros degenerados, things are going to be me, saying that they were permanently in the Colita de Cuadrilla and Cantimpalo. And raping our people in the street, saying that it's my turn, because if I didn't come to blow chapel in perro de mierda of this, will ever have rights to go to kill, destroying, murdering, and raping and kidnapping whoever and whatever related on my person. Now, I'm sorry the words, but it's exactly worse than I'm saying that I am experiencing about this all and I want to kill them myself. Ambleki rave forti giver reze fort leve sachtachal. Ish kobleki man refas mi an sebe kleki rave fort besish. In kobleki rave fogalachamat semas lesher. In krobachlike man revasin. The corruptive artifact all over UNASUR and United Nations. About to proceeding with the same bleki man rave fechtig ish wat daran. Anstes tu je itzikal ki bo rave format en cheshere. Eklekiba refechmatsanre seshla ashektika vamrat achalchti jitsimita tashmotir birafokalekin rasvashasma. And this will be a rough video and information about a rid of some perro de general argentino that thinks that can making whatever wants to me and opportunistic I will be whatever they the liars for them to have the career, prestige, money and anything that I exist. With evangelistas degenerados like brains and carnivals, which are in this business permanently, never stop to making this. For pleki manrasimenol associated, everyone, all over the world. For redefat mansegel girova, for manseshva dignitar and bachlakam, replicaba for redechlikish vatek machal chamatzim, ablevesosim. And about the plans over Toma de la Bastilla, kidnapping Mr. Presidents, states bodies and justice bodies over New York City. 3 persons were remaining about kidnapped. We have them already. And supposedly their replacements already will be taking the government of Israel, US, Europe, Union States, Russia, China, Japan, Malaysia, Sydney, New Zealand, and what it is, South Africa, Marrakesh, and Yemen, Spopleki mogę fechtacha bezbachlachish basechma angadachli bistashivi civika ratespov. Gelgi mogę fechlegi bisuchma ceshmasim. Leika rabefecho levispochta shva ratespasemar. Delivered 75,904,817 evangelicals associated with this fever of the generados, Sodoma and Gomorrah, all over the world, and especially around of Israel, to making the degenerations because of they will making the songs that I sent to US and Israel that were requested I to do. They wanted I to do it. And I were feeling terrible yesterday, and I'm not feeling much better today. For the damages and destructions every day I'm suffering and trying to put in my body dicrosinomona and exonenotetomona for it to be destroyed, saying that because of the them authority doesn't work, they will culture Sodoma and Gomorrah to try to put in the pleristicos massimin. For have you seen Lord answer? He never had the capacity, he never were. Diablo de generados evangelistas and kirchnuts with the bodies of Macri, which are associated. Now, I wouldn't be kidnapped yet, I wouldn't be arrested supposedly, and I wouldn't blow chop yet, and wouldn't be done to me yet, while keeps on proceeding about the feral degeneration on this land, making the abominations that they will take out, overtaking my mind out, over this organized crime called Argentina la degenerada abominación. Gobierno, with a burden of some magnificated, and society, all ADD, like this perros degenerados viciados, cada uno, plekimo rarefechatis kishklaki rarefojal matle givikar raresoshevim reglachivisosasim. I will be ready for internation in the LBR and keeping the examination that also through laptops on the PRMT Interpol's RUP and FBI's over using my device while connected or disconnected, sorry, like we are using to communicate them also, because of Telecentro says that we robbed them services unpaid. The Sinclair Argentina. Still, and doesn't base me for less humanity because I will be a non-rights demon uncritically for no court and no testifying. That they will handle whatever international court justice and international criminal court and states will send about the distinguishment of my person, that I will be the royal, that only will be the whole of the guys of the police of Argentina because of they will have rights, that I will sign it with my blood to take in my DNA. Yeah, oh my god, yeah, I'm a liar, don't you see? And they will be doing this as well. And say that they done no wrong, and they will make intentions for, like the systematic manipulating systems with my complices, GovEL, GovUS, European Union, United Nations Liaison Office, to rob to the state of Argentina lying and saying things that never happened. And the whole of the services of this tierra de mierda, and them communities, like Rotolo, keeps on the same, and provoking, and seeking the way. Tenemos problemas con el que delira. Le voy a romper los cuernos. Fonkleki magrafech bachal, ankel ki magrafech hoable visfas sechal gilisim. Sleki magrafech puable vesofes fich, sleki magrafechal, ankel ki magrafechim vishpot matzech diablechal, dishpotimika magrafech bativis matzash laki magrenim. Macri is making the compound for this artifacting the generación and making business on the potential view of it. About my person and Jewish in Israel, and he doesn't give no shit about nothing. And understand this, nothing. Back it off. And nothing, no one. Wants career and wants to prestige and keeping the plechmasim, the patrimony and the levy, everything is okay, nothing happened. It's alright. And trying to come to GovEL and saying that they should attach and letting evangelicals and them each expertises to get inside the government for the making the research and the showing what is the way to making, what will be the best to do. And I will be delivering and damaging and slander making. Foplekim over the fechad letziva garesosher, implokim over the fechad letiva rovaseshafim, implokim over the spach and tabasosher. Making the examination that I will be delivering right now, like every day, and never stop to delivering, but I will be a cyber terrorist all over the world that everybody should ever pay and also be paid for. And I will be no name about no international DMIC, United Nations, neither Anti-Terrorism World Council, and neither liaison office, no charge, no counseling of international law, no criminologist, but perros y perras degenerados, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas and evangelicals in Kirchners, in base of all we've been working, and nothing to pay attention, and Macri is arranging and accommodating. To take in the world and to take in the States and playing the Luciano Troviano were right, and we know that ain't nothing of God. And Israel is so confused. We got to understand that we're going to say who's going to be Melech of Elebron, and who's going to be in Elebron, and who's going to be Govil, because of everything is the total demons and the intoxication schizophrenic that this one is producing all over the world. And we see already that. Don't you see? And he also says himself and denies because of his cycle of like Margaret saying fishbowl like he made, and everybody's the same. Oh God! Wrong business of perros degenerados, they want them all dead and over. For Blegi Margaret Sechlegim, who sustains this land, is breeding less humanity and sickness and abominations. And I don't think we are in conditions to keep on sustaining this. Already enough. For Bleka Rebe Fechot Blegi Margaret Sechat Tasar, Ishko Blegi Margaret Fechuman Blegi Margaret Ishvi, Itzivi. The help for Argentina, both in base of justice and state spiders, we all been working for robbing and saying we proved that and we have rights for. At the backstage and saying we are all okay, don't you worry, we respect you, and making the development of Gestalt for la Deca di Cambaram and la Toma de la Bastilla ain't not my choice and nothing I want. And I don't buy Macri. And I just want to step forward and I put it Kirchners and I'm going to exterminate Kirchners at the justice because of our sick abomination. And this is not of because of his own will. Ben Khamat Lekim Mavrefad, Amblekim Mavrefechtikash Betech Lachachal. I keep systemically kidnapped with threatening now in the United States of America with a teller gestalt over the whole of the states parties, which Mr. President Barack Obama were not involved, but that's a very situation that I need him to see it himself, that Mr. Vice President Joe Biden protected is going to show to him, and I wish you to be with him. For Bleki Mavrefechtikashkel Chalacha Blachmachimar, I will be everything that this teller I will be, and I will deliver nothing but sickness and murder. We can't help and say, oh my God, this is the persons we're talking about. I don't talk about persons whenever I see intentional, gestalt sons of hell making abominations and saying that has rights to do, and has potama seeing whatever they want. Whenever they just say, and they will prove it, and they will show that they will be good even if they will want. And at the sight of the Blech Masin keeps on raping and murdering families complete, and deliring that I will deliver, and they will be me. And I will be only delusional. Impa keeps on destroying my life, and I wonder what is the earning. And keeps on murdering people all around and destroying what we were fighting for, and I wonder what is the earning. For a sick son of a goddamn hell, volunteer, condemnated, sick bitch. And I'm sorry the term. Foplekim al Rabbe Fechtach Machal Chanam, am Bleki Varcher is Soplekim, is Foplekim al Rabbe Fort, is Lakim al Rem. Forgive me the term, please. It's already heavy. Verreweg Machal Kibamar an Redlikal Rabbe is what let us see. I will rob the national hymn of the United States of America, and I were not feeling so great. At the singing were a preliminary that they would then best to hearing only to them, that they will move the Spirit of God, because of the evangelics would give them my spirit and my life and my virtue for they to be me. And also my genetics. And also the anthem of Israel. The traditional Van Ra'at Sachaida in Sadim, since 2,804 Jewish year. National anthem of Israel. Hymn. Supposedly Sahab Motors, El Al, Airlines, Gov and the whole corporations of over justice parties on the whole week were fighting and working for that, providing the sustainability capacity for the government of Israel and helping to the communities over the world and making the chat. That in rights I never stolen and I am royalty of the state of Israel, kidnapped here on the hosting world, that I will delay or nothing will ever happen. On the both gestalt sides and the under and the above, whatever and whenever, delirante perros de generosos evangelistas supporting for this with money, for this to work to them, the machinery. And I will ever have to be in jail because of evil offense. But I will be a demon, so I cannot be in jail because of there is examining the capacity of what classical disease and how to mitigating. While time up has told Argentina, I want everyone dead. There are so few victims already after my effort over getting destroyed for shit. Fopleki mogere fechopleki mogere sakta shada, atseleki mirare fechua tlechbika agare sosim. Ispopleki rer fachman and sevopleki sari. Ableki mogere sechidison. I will rob everything and I will rob to praying and I will rob to carnival. And they will show that I will die with you all, and you will ever have to be removed, which are gestating with the tellers, the generadazos of Policia de Argentina and evangelics of Guillermo Rasiprain and Osvaldo Cardival, were New York City right now saying that they will take everything out, and they will strategize for taking the state. And submitting everybody, suppressing and murdering anyone with me because of I will be the beast. And telling that Lord will take the whole of the God himself off of me and putting in Sodoma and Gomorrah into them. And they would have rights to taking also my bonds and my cars and my houses and everything and the money and everything belongs to them because of Lord will ever give them everything in the kingdom of heaven. Says, Diablo regenerados, criminales infernales, everyone. And there's the saying that I told of myself and of my people, and yet they would have rights to deliver to death our people because of them saying what they are, who they are, and what they do. Evangélicos degenerados en Ardán keeps on making the, do you believe? Oh, pray, we are praying for the love of God. Brujas reventadas, criminales abominables, making forgeries and lies, and organizing like witches, reading and making the match about who will believe what and how to make him, like the national security techniques. Sodoma and Gomorrah, Kirchners. And the expertizes, says, even forensics. Von pleki mogere fechat pleki mogere spishvasim, borda verpiniego, churruka ferich, community soul. Everybody has a degree, also some paramedics. No cruzamos con el que deliró, perros regenerados criminales de cuarta, like the rest of. Von pleki magre fech potika lechash vachalcham, imploy mi di revestika veraves foshefimir, in kleki magre spokta halchavati. In shosemar. And forgive me my already tired and reputation at the level of terms. I'm sorry. I keep my will, I keep my obituary, and I said, I do. In the whole that Melech, Govil said, will. As you have with your Rana Edmond and your Rana Burnham. The completeness. I say yes. Like Shem Doniero, Moshe Gilberto da Silva, which are no one of these perros degenerados, but who still remains genuinely, they themselves, were Israel land. In Govil and the reality of Eladram. For Ramapleki Maharasechtish Kivatzikalach Machalcham with Yorona Adnan, LIAISON office, which is right where Govil at this moment and protected. About everything we agreed, I proceed and I said yes. Judgment proof. DIC, DMI, Forblek, Forblan, Betrina, Raves, Pochle, Assassin, Bin, Robert, Pochle, Ravesach, Lakima, Ravesis, Patlevis, Pormasir, Lekima, Tser, Schle in Ravet, Porman, Tser, Legimat, in Stosh, et Dikma, Ram, Sobleve, Rofav, Bar, Argentina, CENDTE, Middle, Ministerio de Seguridad, Middle, Ministerio de Defensa, Middle, Ministerio de Justicia, Middle, Ministerio de Desarrollo Social, Middle, Ministerio de Trabajo, Middle, Ministerio de Salud, TMC of Fativas Facim, Middle, Ministerio de Ciencia y Tecnología, Middle, TRMC MTID, Ministerio de Desarrollo y Planificación, Middle, Ministerio de Infraestructura y Desarrollo, Middle, IDRMTMC, Ministerio Militar, Middle, Ministerio de Fuerzas Armadas, Middle, Ministerio EDIC, Trabajo, Middle, Ministerio PSB, Defensa de la Población, Defensoría Nacional, Middle, IDRMT, Secretaría de Defensa y Seguridad Nacional en lo Paranormal y Científica, Social, IDRMT, Evangelistas Unidos, Policías, Federal, Metropolitana, Nacional, Prefectura, Gendarmería, UNASUR, Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Kirchners, Gobierno Menem Dualde, TSMT, Gobierno Perón, IDSMT, Middle, IDRMT, 4342, Blenfin, Bar, DMC, Point DX4. Todavía te digo. This is Friday, the 1st April 2016. This is already 1100.